Good morning. This is Lady R. How are you guys doing this morning? I hope you're doing well. And I want to talk about Dr. Burns and his depression test. Last time I did his test, I scored a 36, which was moderate depression. And Dr. Burns recommends that you check in once a week, do the test again, and see how you're feeling um, the next week, and to also gauge how many times you were feeling that way. This way, it shows some accountability and you are aware of your feelings, and it gives you the opportunity to recorrect, like going through the checklist. Um, Basically, checking the list saying, hey, am I am I safe? Um, am I in danger? Somebody threatening me? Do I have a home to go to? It may not be your home, but you do have somewhere to go or some type of shelter. And if you don't have some type of shelter, did you seek the help? Did you reach out to someone? I mean, because not seeking help is another form of depression as well. Well, this week I scored a 12, which means I have mild depression. What changed? Well, what changed was every time that I started thinking I was not adequate enough or I'm fat, I kept saying to myself, no, you're not fat. You just need to get back into exercising. You're not fat at all. You need to regain some strength. You'll be back to where you were before. It's not a big deal. And then the other thing about being inadequate, that came from some outside sources testing me, and I'm letting it in and taking it very personal um, because I take my job personal. I take what I do personal. I am somewhat of a perfectionist. Not totally, but just somewhat. So, in telling myself that, hey, this is good. You're going to require things that you're supposed to do. You're turning in everything that you're supposed to do. You're not behind on anything, so don't sweat the small stuff. If I want to be perfect, all I need to do is just keep working at my level of perfection and not let it get in the way of understanding that it's not a failure. It's just not my perfection. And it doesn't have to be that perfect. Just as long as it is good and is solid. So I just want everyone to remember that you can retrain your brain to stop feeling hopelessness, to stop having those thoughts of checking out, and start counting the good things. If you get up every morning and start counting the good things, I promise you, life will be a lot better. And what a lot of people take advantage is when you wake up, you're breathing. You could be having a hard time breathing. You could be on a machine, or you could not be here. So that's a great thing in itself. The fact that you're able to have a warm, dry place to sleep in, or food, or family. And even if your family is gone, it's time to foster some relationships. Learn how to have healthy relationships. Um, and I promise you that if you find a good church home and get involved, you can't just sit there and go. Get involved. When you get involved, that's when those relationships start forming. People start talking to you. But if you're just sitting on the back and you're leaving every time service is over with, no one has the opportunity to get to know who you are. And I'm more than sure you are a great person. So that's one part of the Dr. Burns book. Okay, so it is late afternoon. I took my 3.55 mile ride on my bike at lunch. I started off doing 2.16, as you guys know. Now I have moved it up. It's only taken additional 4 minutes to do the extra, which is pretty good. Um, and I probably will move it up again. Probably not next week though. I'll do this for a little while until my body gets conditioned. Um, hey, I was just thinking about some other things. Like, I need to put a disclaimer out there. Number one, I am not a therapist. I am reviewing this book by Dr. Burns, and I'm trying to apply his principles and tools to my life to better myself. Um, and this may not work for everybody, you know, and not everything fits in a box. So some of the things that I may be talking about may not resonate with you, may not be your jam, it may not fit you, and that's okay. Um, but I will say, though, if you are having thoughts of gloominess every day and you're struggling with being happy, please, please go get the therapy. There is no reason to live your life not being happy. You're not living if you're not happy. And gosh, I just want to say that I think I talked about how my scores changed. And I needed to add that getting outside and getting fresh air has made me feel so much better. That my score was like 36, and now it's like 12. So just getting outside, and I sometimes don't feel like that may have been depression. I think, well, no, let's take that back. Laziness is a form of depression. So I wanted to just pawn that off on laziness, but no, it really is. It really is another form of depression. I just didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to move. I'm okay with just being inside the house, and I really am. I truly am. Um, People thought I was an extrovert. I took that test. It says that I'm half and half, but I lean more towards being introverted. I just have ADD. So, in having ADD, one of the symptoms of ADD is to talk a lot. They call it inappropriate talking. You blurt out things or whatever. That's how it shows up in women and little girls. Little boys, most of the time, not all the time, just most of the time, they act out. And that's how people find out that they have ADD or ADHD. But no, I have inattentive type 2, so I can't pay attention to save my life. But the way that I'm able to pay attention is through dialogue. If there's back and forth, I can stay committed to the conversation and follow through as long as there's dialogue. If I have to sit and listen more than 10 minutes, that might be a problem. And even 10 minutes might be a problem. But that's okay. I do my best. I try to jot down notes. I can't take full notes because if I'm taking full notes, I'm not paying attention. I've missed everything you said if I'm trying to write full notes. I try to just jot down key points that maybe would get triggered later for my memory. And it's crazy because I read a lot. I read a lot of medical journals. I read a lot of business journals, self-help books, spiritual books. I read. I do. And it has been a long time since I have gotten back into it. For a long time, I was in a stuck mode. I mean, I read articles and journals and things like that, but just to pick up a book, I don't know what happened. And I think that might have been some of the depression, like all of the pain that I was going through and sitting around all the time because it was too painful to do anything. Man, I was able to take a 2-week trip, and that trip was like 2 years ago to Switzerland and Paris. Had I not figured out how to manage my pain, I wouldn't have never been able to take that trip. I have to walk 7 miles a day. I actually, started walking more to build up the stamina so I could keep up. So that's why it's important because you start losing those muscles, you start losing things, and then once you start losing things, you start sitting on the couch, and then you're not getting out, you're not living life, and then you become depressed. You have to live life, people. You have to find something you're interested in. Earlier, I mentioned, being part of a church family. Okay, if that's not you, find something to do. Find an organization. There's knitting clubs, there's sewing clubs, there's biking clubs, there's boating clubs, there's community centers where you could go play basketball, volleyball. I mean, whatever it is you are interested in, get out the house and go join some of these groups. Get off of social media. I feel like social media has cut people's lives very short because they spend over 95% of their time on some type of social platform. And here I am right now talking to you guys. But no, I'm not talking about like getting your inspiration. I mean, just scrolling all day. Get out. Go learn something new. Apply something that will help you in your life, your career, your mind. Always elevate yourself. Challenge yourself. You'll find it interesting how much you can learn and how far you can get in life by reading and trying new things. I mean, life is wonderful. And once again, going back to the book, it is your negative thoughts that you wallow in that keep you in a depressed and distorted situation. You know, your negative thoughts distorts everything. It's all about your thoughts. Clean those thoughts up. And you have to do that. You have to do due diligence. Write out your checklist. Why am I so angry? Why am I so grouchy? Why am I so mad? You know, and I get it. Stuff has happened to you, but it's done and over with. You've learned something from it, I hope. And now you can move forward, and maybe you can pay it forward by teaching somebody else how to avoid situations. Um, be that beacon of hope. I mean, because life does not end because tragic things have happened. Tragic things happen all day long. I mean, I'm going to go back to the man who has Lou Gehrig's disease. He's still in it. Well, not anymore. He is since gone now. But he was still innovating and learning and teaching. He could have given up. He was in a wheelchair, unable to move, unable to speak. And then you want to say, oh, yeah, but he had a lot of money. In the beginning, he didn't. It's all about persistence and dedication. We lack a lot of that. We live in a microwave world where we want instant gratification. And it is not a good thing because now our children, that's what they want. The young people, and some of the old people have gotten there too. That's all they want. Instant gratification. If it didn't happen yesterday, it's not fast enough. Come on, people, we need to slow down. Go outside, breathe in some air, get some sun, communicate with your neighbor. If it's not your neighbor, call somebody. Call somebody up. Go on a picnic. Go on a bike ride. Go on a boat ride. Go down to your downtown area. Go do something. Go to a museum. There is a lot of free stuff in everybody's city. You just have to find it. Don't let not having money be the reason why you don't do anything. And sure, if it's 4 miles away, you might not want to walk, but who says you can't? 4 miles is really not that much. And even if you are unable to walk at this moment, maybe you can find somebody that can take you, but maybe you practice. Maybe you practice trying to do those 4 miles until you get to the point where you can walk to a lot of different events. Let's not handicap ourselves in our thinking. We could do a lot of things if we would think outside the box and stop saying, I can't. Start saying, I can, and start figuring it out. Yeah, my mom used to hate that word, can't. She says, don't use that. Take that out your vocabulary. But there was a part of that that was, I want to say, was left. There could have been more to that word, more of a discussion, like let's brainstorm. Like you're saying you can't. Let's brainstorm. Let's ask why you can't. Okay? And now let's see why you can, how you can. Maybe not right now. So instead of saying I can't, maybe say right now it's not feasible. But maybe you could do baby steps. Okay, I've been in my soapbox all afternoon and this morning, and I know that I've probably gone over my time. I just want to encourage everyone, stay positive, do something nice. Doing something nice helps brain activity. I'm going to talk about that. It's not in his book, but when you help someone else and you pay it forward, it is positive and it actually helps. Talk to you guys later. Have a great day, and till the next time.